North Carolina power substations taken out by criminals. Were LGBTQ plus the target?
Temperatures here in the 30s. Tens of thousands of people are without power here in Moore County. Those houses have to be cold. Several dozen have found warmth in the shelter behind me. Officials here say that the outages began Saturday night after two power substations were intentionally targeted and damaged by gunfire. This was intentional. Crews found signs of vandalism. Multiple pieces of equipment were damaged. Repairs may go on for days. The Moore County Sheriff said authorities have not determined a motive, but that the attack was targeted. More than 33,000 individuals spent Sunday night in the dark and the cold, with temperatures last night dropping to 34 degrees. And Duke Energy officials warn that restoring power could take days, making life very challenging, possibly until Thursday. A state of emergency has been declared here. County schools will be closed today, and the FBI is now helping local and state officials trying to figure out who did this and why.
Well, the LGBTQ plus community in Florida and the rest of the U.S. has been under continual attack. It has only been a few weeks since the deadly Club Q attacks in Colorado Springs. Last Wednesday, the Department of Homeland Security issued a warning of increased probability of violence towards the LGBTQ plus community. And this weekend, 4 different LGBTQ plus events were invaded by far-right protesters, often armed. The white supremacist group NatSoc Florida waved swastikas and White Lives Matter flags outside of a family-friendly art and drag event in Lakeland. Here in Fort Lauderdale, the alt-right group Proud Boys and Gays Against Groomers joined with the very anti-LGBTQ plus group Moms for Liberty at the intersection of Las Olas Boulevard and A1A to have an anti-LGBTQ plus rally. This is Fort Lauderdale. Here at Sunshine Cathedral, a Bible story hour with drag pastor Dragvina Scriptura found itself host to a Fort Lauderdale Police Department presence due to unspecified concerns. The second implementation of this event will happen on Wednesday. On Saturday, 2 different power substations, as you just learned, were attacked in Moore County, North Carolina. The FBI has joined in the investigation into the vandalism, which has been called intentional and targeted. And while investigators have said that they do not yet have any evidence of motive, many have speculated that the attack was an attempt to disrupt a drag performance known Downtown Divas that was being held at the Sunrise Theater in the town of Southern Pines, North Carolina. Right-wing protesters have been trying for weeks to get the 18 and over event canceled. The sold-out show happened despite the lack of power, with the drag host Naomi Dix leading the crowd in singing Beyoncé's Halo as they waved their cell phone flashlights. At this hour, there's wide speculation on terms of the association with the LGBTQ plus community of this intentional vandalism blackout. Queer News Tonight will continue to follow this story as it develops. And of course, 33,000 people are sitting in the dark. If the FBI is able to conclude, Department of Homeland Security will then get involved in it if they're not already involved at this hour. And the issue is the 33,000 people potentially are in the dark because there was a drag show in a rural town in North Carolina.
That's how much we're hated, Al. That's how much we're hated. Isn't that crazy? So more than 40,000 people without power. These are, you know, there are people that have health issues, right? That right now are having to be rushed to the hospital because they can't have their oxygen because they have no air. All right. It's winter time in North Carolina, guys. So it's 30-something degrees during the day. If that tells you how cold it is at night over a drag show, that is how much we're hated. Al reported last week about this domestic terrorism that is being targeted towards us. And this is just four examples that you just gave us. And it's only begun.
You know, when I'm sorry, you jump in.
No, we have to remember that the pendulum of justice swings both ways. This means that we're doing something right. This much hate, this much attention means that we are bringing visibility to the issues that matter to us. And so we have to continue the fight. This is just one at the beginning.
You're so positive. You're so cute, Francis.
No, I agree that the fight needs to continue, and we need to bring the fight to those people. The people, including people like Tucker Carlson or the entire Fox News, who are trying to, who are alongside people like NTG and Lauren Boebert, or, you know, the person who runs Lips of TikTok, Twitter and TikTok. They are encouraging violence. They can say and sit aside and say, "Oh, I didn't pull the trigger," but you did. You pulled the trigger because of your words and your declarations on.
A la January 6th, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. The only issue with this is that yes, we're making progress, but we do have to protect ourselves as well.
Absolutely.
Because the more issues that come up with it, the more that they try to fight back, it's going to elicit more out of other people as well. So it's like, well, yes, we are making progress. Protect yourselves, but also still stay home.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, and remember, we have to protect ourselves because there are events like Club Q and Pulse. These kind of events can lead to a single radical act that has very significant consequences. Two other quick points that I want to make that I think is very disturbing. Fort Lauderdale, we argue. Wilton Manors, we joke, tongue-in-cheek joke, that we're in the gayest place on planet Earth. Literally 5 minutes from this studio, this protest takes place over the weekend. Let's connect the dots. Proud Boys are identified by the federal government as a terrorist group, an anti-all kinds of things terrorist group. Then you have Groomers, Gays Against Groomers, which is a radical right-wing organization that espouses terrorist philosophy.
The name is
and then you combine it with Moms for Liberty.
Yes.
These three groups coming together is not accidental. They all have the same philosophical bent. So we should watch closely those people who associate with Moms for Liberty. Doesn't that sound nice? We're for democracy and we're moms. And the only thing that we need is an apple pie. That is a great marketing ploy.
It is.
Yeah.
But you're associating with Proud Boys and Gays Against Groomers, which it is a white supremacist group. So let's make sure we make that connection.
Oh, yeah.
Then the second note that I want to make is about drag in general. This is a growing issue. We're sitting right now in a studio here at Sunshine Cathedral, and the Happening Out studios are here at Sunshine. And repeatedly, Faye and I were at Matthew Darren's magnificent event last night with the Fort Lauderdale Police Department across the street with their lights on. Last Wednesday, Darrell Watkins launches the Advent program in a clever tongue-in-cheek of a drag queen, a Dragvina Scriptura, Reverend Dr. Dragvina Scriptura, and it has the police at it. And the threats that have been made against LGBT and now religion and drag queens, and it's all centered right here, potentially right here at Sunshine Cathedral where we're sitting at this moment. This is not, in my opinion, it should not be taken lightly. This is something that we should pay attention to, authorities. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.